This show is brought to you by the Deluxe Edition Network. Head over to the den.show for other great podcasts.
We're gonna press on, and we're gonna have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny fucking Kaye.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Deluxe Edition, the show where we love to dig deep into classic pop culture and talk about anything that strikes our fancy. To be honest, Casey, I'm here as always with Mr. Casey Shearer. How are you, sir?
Good, Bill. How are you, sir? I'm
good. And I'm Bill Siebold. I did it in the wrong order. I just wanted to see if anybody was paying attention. You know, it's Christmas time now, so there's a lot of stress. I'm not thinking very straight. So Christmas is, I got to be honest, Christmas isn't my favorite. You seem like you're a happy, jolly kind of Christmas guy.
Yeah, I love Christmas, man.
Oh, man. It gets darker out here in Pennsylvania. It just gets colder. Everybody gets angrier. There's more traffic because it was just like stress. So I never really got into Christmas. My wife loves it. And she's so sad. She's like, you're such a fucking curmudgeon. You're such a Grinch. I'm like, yeah, I kind of like am the Grinch to a T. I'm really him. I probably would steal presents just so I could wake up the next day and have nobody talk about Christmas.
The more people talk about the Grinch too, he didn't actually hate Christmas, which I think could be said about you. You don't actually hate Christmas itself. You hate people and everything that goes along with it.
Oh, you know what, man? I'm getting old. I hate everything. Everything. Even Halloween is getting annoying. How can that be?
What?
Yeah, well, Halloween. I mean, this is a Christmas episode, but I'll tell you, like last Halloween, I was dressed up. This is another story I should tell you a little bit more about later. But long and short of it is, I was dressed up and I was trying to scare people dressed as Michael Myers, and I got a little too close to one person, and then she wanted to kill me. You stay away. I was like, oh my God, you're so angry. Okay, I'll just turn around. I was like a terrified little Michael Myers who walked away with his head down and tail between his legs. I was just trying to have some fun. And I got yelled at by a mother. So, yeah, man, just everybody's angry.
Everybody is so angry. Something that has nothing to do with Christmas or anything. I follow a thing on Reddit called Public Freakout. If you're on Reddit, follow that. There's shit every day. People freaking out about nothing.
Yeah, I don't know that I could do that. I can't watch that. That just makes me, I don't know, it stresses me out. It's like, look how everybody's just so fucking angry. I know people love to watch this and laugh. You know, I still listen to Howard Stern, and he loves to put the Karens on. He's like, let's play some Karen clips, you know, and everybody knows what Karens are. And I can't stand to listen to it. I hate to hear just how angry and ugly and just gross people have become. And this sounds so lame, you know, it's like, I know we talk a lot about the 80s, but think about the difference. It was so much friendlier. You know, there were TV shows that would end with really positive messages. On the next Mr. Belvedere, we teach, you know, the young kid how to say please and use his manners. And like, we really were raised by good vibes on TV and in movies.
Yeah. Think about the end of, what was the saying at the end of G.I. Joe? I was a big G.I. Joe head.
Yeah, not the more you know. Takes one to know one. G.I. Joe.
And now you know the rest of the story, but that was Paul Harvey.
Yeah, what is G.I. Joe's? Yeah, something like that.
If you know the G.I. Joe saying, I'm sure that you're all going right now, it's you fucking idiots. Let us know. Join our Facebook group. Tell us on the Instagrams, the Twitter. Tell us all of our mistakes that we made. And also, before we get into the topic of the show, the Christmas movies that we all love, make sure you follow everyone over at the den.show, and make sure you follow the podcast of the month. This month is Take on the World with my buddy Mike Zellner. It's a great podcast. They do a lot of conspiracy stuff, beer reviews, knife reviews, all kinds of different stuff. So a lot of fun. I know you enjoyed their episode last week, Bill, about that movie, the movie guy.
Yeah, Al Albertson.
Yep.
I just want to go on record that I did remember the G.I. Joe thing, But I do want everybody to go and try to put it on there because, like we always say every episode, the more comments we get, the more it tells the algorithm we should be ranked higher. But yeah, it did come to me. But man, getting old sucks because it took a lot longer than it should have. You're going to get there. It's like, oh man, all the stuff I used to know, it's just, I know it's in there. I can't just reach for it. It's like a black void. It must be what the Matrix feels like. I don't know. Well, yeah. So when you said anyway, you said, yeah, let's do an episode on Christmas movies. I'm like, oh shit, the holiday I hate the most. He wants to do Christmas movies, and I was like, okay, I've seen a lot. What are my favorite Christmas movies? And I started to go through all the Christmas movies I saw, and I'm thinking, all right, there's some that are gimmies, and I'm not going to say them because they might be on your list. I was able to come up with 5. I like the gimmies. The gimmies are the ones everybody likes. So why don't we get into it? I want to hear your list. I'll give you my 5. You said you had more than I did. So maybe do a couple and then I'll throw mine in.
All right. So I did something a little different as usual. And
you always keep me guessing.
So I have a giant list, and I don't have a lot of research on some of these movies, but I thought that this would be fun. And I'll just go through these movies quickly, and then we'll get into then we'll do your number 1, my number 1. All right.
Okay. All right.
All right. So I thought that it would be fun. We've had a lot of celebrity guests on our show, and a lot of them have been in Christmas movies. So real quick, honorable mentions to Richard Reilly. He played Santa Claus in 3 movies: The Search for Santa Paws, The 3 Dogateers Save Christmas, and A Very Nutty Christmas. All right. And
when we spoke with him when he was on our show, I remember he had that giant beard, and I think we were making Santa jokes. So I'll bet you he had that same beard for these movies.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually did start. These are going to be really good. If you have children, these are going to be really good movies to watch with your kids. I did actually start to watch The Search for Santa Paws.
Oh, wow.
And there's a lot of talking animals and Richard Reilly dancing, and it's definitely not his voice for the singing parts, unless Richard can sing that, and we just really don't know about it. But I'm pretty sure it's someone else's voice for the singing parts. But it's more of a musical, definitely for kids. But
what if he's listening right now and he goes, "Oh my God, they didn't think it was me. Shit, I worked really hard for that scene. I learned how to sing. He just stole that from me."
Richard, if you're listening and that was you singing, wow, you deserve. I mean, you should be doing more roles singing because you have a beautiful voice. All right. How about Scott Schwartz? We all know Scott Schwartz from A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a gimme. Who doesn't like Christmas Story?
Right.
Like there's nobody doesn't like it. It's one of the most beloved movies in the world.
Yeah.
If you don't like Christmas Story, please put in the comments why you don't like Christmas Story, and I'm going to tell you why you're wrong.
All right. How about Larry Hankin? Do you know what Christmas movie Larry Hankin was in?
No. Are you going to say Annie? Was
Nope.
that around Christmas? No.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Home Alone.
What was he in Home Alone?
Officer Balzac.
Get out of here.
Yep.
That was the name of his character?
Yep.
Officer Balzac?
Balzac with a Z.
I love it. That's the greatest name, I think. I got to change my name. Bill Balzac. Think that's got a ring to it? Yeah. We used to, I'm outside of Philly. We had a guy named Zach Ertz who played tight end. I thought that was a fun name. And somebody named their, we were betting on fake horses for charity. And somebody named their horse, My Balzac Ertz. I was like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But
That's
there
funny.
you go, Larry. Good roll there, man. That's fun.
Yeah. All right. Lou Temple. Remember Lou?
Yeah.
So Lou has a tendency to do a little more indie horror movies. Lou was in a movie called Silent Night, Zombie Night.
Wow.
How about Robert Ray Schaefer?
Okay, what was he in?
A TV movie called A Christmas Reunion. Our buddy Tom Skerritt. He was in a TV movie called Journey Back to Christmas.
Hmm.
Andre Gower from the Monster Squad. His very first movie was The Man in the Santa Claus Suit. He was a little kid. He was, because you remember, I mean, he was just a kid in the Monster Squad.
Right.
So, all right, our buddy Tommy McLaughlin, writer, director of Part 6.
Right.
Jason, he was
Jason
also,
Lives. Yep.
yeah, Jason Lives. He was also a director of 2 TV movies, Christmas movies. One called A Different Kind of Christmas with Shelley Long and Barry Bostwick. And
Wow.
yeah, Tommy actually, if you look at his IMDb, he has a long list of Lifetime and like those type of movies, TV movies. It's crazy, the list, and 2 of them are Christmas. The next one
You
is,
just imagine, like, you hire him to come in and do like a Christmas movie. He comes in like wearing his leather jacket, and his chains, and things like that. His hair's all long. He's ready to rock out, and they're like, "Whoa, that's who we're getting." All right, let's make a Christmas movie.
yes, and one more from him, A Very Married Christmas, and that stars Joe Mantegna and Gene Smart.
Oh wow!
And then
Very cool.
another Friday the 13th alum, John Shepard, was in a TV movie called I'll Be Home for Christmas, and then that had Courtney Cox and Nancy Travis in it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. There's a lot of content out there. Even like there's exponentially more now, but it's always funny to me when I hear about things that I hadn't heard of. Like, how did this thing come out and I missed it? Because all I did was watch TV as a kid.
Yeah.
All right.
There are so many Christmas movies too, man. It's insane. All right, so what do you think of that list? Pretty interesting, right?
Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, a lot of our, and I'm sure, I think that I missed one. I think Tommy Chong might have been in like a weird Halloween, not Halloween, but a weird like horror Christmas movie as well. All right, but here I'll get into my list, and then we'll get into yours. So, how about Ernest Saves Christmas?
Stop it. You didn't like Ernest Saves Christmas.
Dude, oh my God. I never really watched any Ernest movies until last week. And I mean, I got really baked and watched Ernest Saves Christmas. And holy shit, I laughed multiple times through that movie
Do you know why you laughed?
because I was really super stoned.
Because the movie wasn't good. You didn't laugh from the movie.
Dude, Jim Varney was a man of many faces and many characters. I didn't realize how many characters he played.
Oh, is he one of them? Because I probably saw the first Ernest movie. I remember coming out and it's like, hey, here's this new guy who's going to crack you up. And then he made 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Ernest movies. And I was like, all right, I'm done by then. So I don't remember him playing many roles.
Go and watch it, dude. It was so funny. Get baked.
I'm not going to do that, man. I'm not going to watch an Ernest movie at 46 years old.
Do it. He has to help. He has to help Santa Claus save Christmas, dude.
I don't believe you like this movie.
I actually really enjoyed it.
All right, Ernest. Ernest gets one. Point for Ernest.
Watch it. Know what I mean, Vern?
You know what I mean, Vern? Oh, that's right. That was the stupid goddamn thing he said. Oh, who was Vern?
That was the thing. That Vern had the point of view camera, and you never saw Vern.
Oh. So Vern was filming everything that Ernest ever did, and all the Ernest movies are Vern filming. It's all from Vern's point of view.
No, I don't think so. No, because they go to Vern's house. No, that's not it.
All right.
Because they go to Vern's house because they take Vern. he stops in the middle of the highway. He picks up Santa Claus at the airport, and he stops on the middle of the highway because a Christmas tree falls off of a truck, and it's a real, small little straggly tree, and he stops in the middle of the highway, causes a huge accident, and just to pick up this little tree, and then he takes that gifts that to Vern. Because Santa Claus was like, "Oh, why did you stop and save that little tree? Do you need a tree?" He goes, "No, but I think I know somebody that does."
Meanwhile, he just caused a hell of a lot of trouble for people with wrecked cars out in the okay.
It's like one of those like Police Academy type movies. No, that's not the movie I'm thinking of.
Yeah, just goofy. Yeah, just slapsticky kind of kid humor. Yeah.
Like Hot Shots. Remember that?
Yeah, but Hot Shots was more like Airplane, wasn't it? Naked Gun, a little bit dirtier. Ernest is pure, clean, right?
Yeah, Ernest was pure. And I did a little research on Jim Varney, and he actually passed away from lung cancer. He was a chain smoker, but in all the years that he did movies and television and stuff, he was one of the Make-A-Wish people. Like he did a lot for Make-A-Wish, and he was never photographed or anything with a cigarette because he never wanted children to see him smoking.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's interesting. All right, what else? What else you got?
Let's see. What else do I have? Christmas Comes to Willow Creek.
What is that?
You ever see this one, Bill?
No.
This actually leads into an interview that looks like I might be doing solo coming up here at the end of the year with the star of this movie, John Schneider.
Bo Duke,
and Tom Wopat star in this movie.
But they're not playing the Dukes of Hazzard guys.
Nope.
Oh, that's cool. That's funny.
Yeah, it's their first role actually outside of the Dukes of Hazzard. And it's one of the first projects where they didn't play the cousins. They actually played brothers. And pretty cool story. There's a town in Alaska where the cannery, this is back in the 80s. So like the cannery shuts down in Alaska, and all the kids are in town to go to the Santa Claus, and they're telling the Santa Claus what they want. And there's a lady on the phone relaying the messages back to a guy in the somewhere like in California, and he's taking the list down. He's from the town originally. He's going to buy all the kids their toys and bring them up, and surprise them all on Christmas. And he has a heart attack, and then Tom Wopat and John Schneider have to drive it up to Alaska themselves, and they're like feuding brothers. So it's pretty cool to see them feuding like that, because they were always like so nice to each other in the Dukes of Hazzard,
So this was an 80s movie. So this was around the time that Dukes of Hazzard was out.
Yep. Yeah, and actually Tom Wopat in the show or in the movie has a son, like a 15 or 16-year-old son that's always getting in trouble. Divorced parents. He's always with Tom Wopat, like he's not spending any time with the mom, and then he has to travel in the semi truck with them, the two brothers, and of course he likes John Schneider more because he's like the cool uncle,
Yeah, I'm very hypnotized by you saying Wopat, because every time you do, the P pops really loud, and it's just a fun word to say. Yeah, I wonder, like things like that. I always wonder, how does that happen? Like maybe it is there's an agent that has both of them as a client. So somebody says to the agent, hey, we need some actors for this movie. And he says, hey, my two clients are these guys from Dukes of Hazzard. They're huge right now. Want them? Yeah. Like maybe there's not that much thought that goes into it when it's a TV movie. Maybe when it's a feature movie, maybe there's a little bit more thought about who they want to chase. But I don't know. Just a guess. That would be an interesting question for John. Okay. What else you got? Actually, let me give you one. You've done two.
Yeah, that was two, man. Because I'm gonna I have a big list, but I'm gonna need your help with some of these. So,
all right, I'll see what I can do. All right, so I put the first one on the list. I put is obviously the Grinch, the Jim Carrey Grinch. I love that movie. I actually think that's a brilliant movie. Like they totally pulled it off. And if you ever saw Cat in the Hat, you know how bad taking a Dr. Seuss thing, and turning it into a movie can actually be. But this movie, it was super ambitious. The set was huge. I've seen little online documentaries about how it was made and the thought that was put into it. And it's like, not only was it just fun the whole time, it was still at the part of Jim Carrey's career where he was still cracking you up. Like he could still amaze you. So the impressions that he would do as the Grinch, it's stellar. Everything about it is stellar. Even the fact that they do like these little jokes that are, this became a thing I think I started to notice more as kids' movies came out. Like there'd be some jokes for the parents too. Not dirty jokes, but jokes that the kids would go, I don't get it. But mom and dad would be laughing, right? This movie had one of those. Do you know the scene? So there's a scene where all the Who's in Whoville are going to the adults, the moms and dads are going to a party. And there's a fishbowl, and they're all dropping their keys in the fishbowl. You know what that means, Casey? It's a swingers party. Yeah. There's a swingers party in the Grinch. How funny that they put that in. Ron Howard made the movie. It's a great movie in my mind.
What was the one in the Michael Myers thing where he played the Cat in the Hat? It was where he stepped on the hoe, right?
What are you saying? The Cat in the Hat movie?
Yeah, right. That's what you're comparing that to. Like they each have like a dirty scene, right?
Oh,
not to jump off of Christmas movies, but
no. My point there was Cat in the Hat's awful. I mean, it's just awful from start to finish. But you can make a Dr. Seuss movie good. Look at what they did with the Grinch. That was the point.
I thought, yeah, but I know. But you said they each have like subtle little adult.
Yeah, I don't know about the one in Cat in the Hat. You seem to be very intimately familiar with Cat in the Hat. What was the?
I remember the adult joke in it. I remember it.
What was it? I don't.
He stepped on a hoe, like a yard hoe,
yeah.
And he said, "You dirty hoe."
Yeah, but that would be that's kind of the shtick. Yeah. What do you got?
All right, so let's see. Actually, this ties into one of our guests. Also, I didn't want to bring this up when I was going through the ones in the beginning, but maybe you can help me on this because I'm not. It's been a really long time since I've seen it. But would you consider Batman Returns a Christmas movie?
And I know the guest that you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, it was filmed in Christmas. Yeah, I guess that is. If you're going to say Die Hard is a Christmas movie because it was filmed at Christmas, and I got a movie that's just filmed at Christmas, but it's not really a Christmas movie. But these days, people say it's a Christmas movie. So yeah, there was no Santa in Batman Returns, but I still think it's a Christmas movie, I guess.
Yeah, and okay, so our guest and now my friend Gregory Scott Cummins was in Batman Returns. He played an acrobat thug #1.
He has a speaking line.
Oh, he does speak in it?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time.
And he kidnaps the baby.
Oh, really? It's been a long time since I've seen it.
I'm not really one for speeches, so I'll just say thanks.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, so I don't remember.
Yeah, but it's on my list because I remember it being around Christmas time. And since you did mention it, it's not on my list, but you mentioned it. You brought it up. Look, if people want to call Die Hard a Christmas movie, if you want to call Batman Returns a Christmas movie, what does it matter? Like, you can if it's something that reminds you of Christmas time and you associate it with Christmas, then you can call it a Christmas movie.
Fuck yeah, man! I watch Independence all the day. Every time I say Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. You do it. You turn anything into a Christmas movie. You just gotta say it's a Christmas movie.
Independence Day is one of your favorite Christmas movies?
Phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Because I'm so grumpy, and when the aliens blow away half of humanity, it's the greatest movie. It's so good. Finally, I'll get some peace on Earth. People will shut the fuck up because aliens wiped them off the planet.
Give me your next one.
I put on, and this is a little bit of a plug for a new movie that I just saw the other day. I told you, I don't have many Christmas movies I like, so my list was a little thin. Anyway, so I checked out Black Friday. Did you see that yet?
No.
Just came out. Brand new. Black Friday, and it's got Bruce Campbell in it. So it's a funny kind of zombie movie where it's Black Friday and Bruce Campbell's running a store. It's not S-Mart. It's another store. And he's like the boss over the loudspeaker. Michael Jai White is in it. He played Spawn, if you remember him. And for some reason, he used to follow me on Twitter, and I don't know why. And I saw him follow me, and I saw him unfollow me. And I said, all right,
Why?
that was interesting.
Wait, I know who he is, but why would you say he was from Spawn? He might be from Spawn, but wasn't he Urkel?
Oh, my God. You think the guy that played Spawn is Urkel?
What was Urkel's name?
It was Jaleel White or something? Did all this time you think Urkel played Spawn?
Honestly, I've never seen Spawn or heard that name before right now, so I just thought that they were the same person.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this on your podcast, make sure you go to the YouTube video because I'm going to figure out how I can turn Urkel into Spawn. And it might be our new logo, to be honest. Like, this is great. I love that you thought that.
Did I do that?
Totally different guy. Yeah, totally different guy. Totally different guy. But this movie turns out like it's just, some funny some funny scenes fighting zombies. It's like everybody kind of, you've seen the trope. Everybody's busting in on Black Friday and then, they turn out to be zombies type of thing. I'm not spoiling anything that's in the trailer, but we had a good laugh. It was a pretty good movie. It's brand new. It's $4.99 on streaming, and go see it and get Bruce Campbell a couple bucks.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch that. I love Bruce. Well, hell, you and I drove to the Mahoning Drive-In to see Bruce, remember?
That's right.
Got his posters right over there on the wall.
And we were socially distanced. He was 6 feet away from me. We made eye contact very briefly, but I'll never forget those eyes.
All right. Speaking of newer movies, I have one too. I actually don't have it written down. I watched it last night or the night before. It's called Santa Jaws.
Get the hell out of here. Santa Jaws?
Yeah.
Like oh, wait a minute. I've seen this. Yes, this is the shark with the Santa hat that swims around. Oh, God. I've seen that somewhere. I've seen that it was maybe it was like a Giphy or something that I saw somewhere. Okay, so tell me about this movie.
Actually pretty good. I mean, the CGI, actually, it would have been better, I think, if they would have used like the original Jaws. Remember how when we talked with Joe, how they said, he wanted to show more or less of the shark to give it that, the fear.
Yeah, you let your imagination sort of do the work for you. Right.
Yeah. So if they would have actually, they could have got away with less of the CGI. It would have been a lot better, but it's a kid. No, two kids, two friends write a comic book. One's the illustrator, one's the writer, and they write about this Santa Jaws, right? And the kid's grandfather, gives the kid for Christmas like a magic pen, right? And he starts drawing. He's the illustrator, of course, and he starts drawing the comic, the Santa Jaws, with the magic pen. And then Santa Jaws comes to life. Not a bad story, though. I mean, it's really cheesy B movie, but pretty cool.
Sounds like a terrible story. What do you mean? What do you mean? What has happened to you? You've been watching so many bad movies that you're like, look, we can love bad movies, but you can't get so deep into them that you think they're good stories. Well, you know what? That sounds right up my alley, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to have to see it.
I was just going to say, some of the fucking 80s movies that you tell me about, you got to see this. You're going to love it. What? Oh, yeah. What?
I'm just ball busted as usual. I'm definitely going to be seeing this movie. That sounds good. And the next year when we do the same list, I'll have one more movie to put on my list. How about, this is one people don't, at least not in my circles. Nobody ever thinks of Gremlins as a Christmas movie. That was the one I said on my list that, if you could call Die Hard a Christmas movie, call Gremlins a Christmas movie.
Right.
You ever seen Gremlins?
Long time ago.
Gremlins for me was such a big deal. It was PG-13, and I wasn't 13 yet, and I was able to get in with my grandparents. I kind of remember that, seeing it with them, and just being blown away. Like, I bought all of it, all the special effects. It was just completely blew me away. And it still had enough fun and scares, and, there's still enough heart in the movie that movie kind of designed what I like about horror movies. But I don't know that people would call it a horror movie. It's kind of a horror movie. It's really a horror movie. It's a horror Christmas movie. They take a gremlin, they put it in the blender, they turn the blender on, they up a gremlin. It's a horror movie, but it's still like fun. It's more about that's crazy, that's stupid, that's funny, than it is about like the actual gore or any kind of real terror. So that's my kind of horror movie.
It's funny you mention Gremlins. Do you ever see like the NECA action figures? If you can see, I have like some Jason ones up here on the shelf. Yep. I was just at Target the other day, and I saw that they have new, or I don't know when they came out, but they're NECA Gremlins figures. And the one is Flasher Gremlin.
Yes, Casey, I am aware of Flasher Gremlin. I am a fan.
And when you stood up, I was like, oh, that's right. When you move your head, there he is.
There's another Gremlin behind me. Yeah, I've always loved Gremlins. I think they look killer. I think it's just the performances by everybody was super fun. Even Corey Feldman was in that movie. He was in that movie shooting his scenes when he still had to run back to the other set to do a couple, I don't know what they call the shots, but pickup shots, maybe. Maybe I'm making up Hollywood terms like I'm in Hollywood. But he was filming part 5 of Friday the 13th, that beginning that he was in, and Gremlins at the same time.
Wow.
The movie was made by Joe Dante. I like Joe Dante. Chris Columbus wrote the script. Steven Spielberg had something to do with it. So when you see Steven Spielberg's name on there as a kid, you're like, yeah, I'm in. I got to see this movie. And do you know who did the voice of Gizmo?
No. Was it you?
It was me, Casey. It was me. It was Howie Mandel.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
I think in my small pea brain, I knew that somewhere a long time ago.
Yeah, I even remember the music. Perfect. I did good.
I hope we don't get a copyright infringement again now.
Nah, I mean, it was perfect pitch. Their algorithms are totally going to think that was from the movie.
Fuck.
That's perfectly done. Perfectly executed. Pat myself on the back again. The Gremlins. If you haven't seen it, go see it. The second one was kind of like a super interesting experiment too, because they're like, we have this hit movie. We should totally make another movie, and we should totally keep on doing what we're doing. No, they go in, and the second one is almost a spoof on the first one, and a spoof on making these kind of movies, and like a spoof on consumerism and all sorts of things. Do you know the second one?
Nope.
The second one breaks the fourth wall. It does all sorts of crazy shit. Yeah, so go see the first one, then go see the second one. They're not all that similar, but they're both like great standalone movies to me.
Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. It's been like I probably saw it when I was a kid, and I don't remember a lot of stuff. What I love about this show, Bill, is a lot of this stuff is all fresh to me.
Yeah, well, that's why I love doing this, because I love telling people about things that they may not know about. My wife gets so annoyed by it. She's like, oh my God, Bill, I don't care. I don't give a shit who Lance Hendrickson is. I don't care nothing about The Last Starfighter. I'm like, but honey.
So I have 2 more. No, I have 3 more here. It's been a long time since I've seen this movie, but Trading Places, I would also qualify as a Christmas movie. Takes place around Christmas time, right? Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. They you know the story. You've seen it, right?
You know what? I'm glad you're bringing this up, because I want to go see that again. I saw pieces of it. I'm not sure I've ever seen that all the way through.
I could probably say the same thing. I don't know if I could say I saw the whole thing entirely through either. A few things that I got because I remembered it. I was like, didn't that take place around Christmas? So I did look it up. A few things that I did remember about it. Jamie Lee Curtis plays a prostitute in it.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
She has a little, I remember when I was a child, when I was a young boy, I remember seeing Jamie Lee Curtis in a little negligee.
Oh, was that one of the impressionable scenes to young Casey?
Yeah,
Oh,
always liked Jamie. After that, so it's now criticized because of its, it was back in the 80s. There was a lot of racial jokes and language back then. Small role, which I don't remember. Maybe you'll remember this scene. Giancarlo Esposito. He played Gus in Breaking Bad.
yeah.
It says that he has a small role in that. Do you remember him in that?
No.
I don't
How old
remember
would he
either.
have been? You sure about that?
Yeah. He's
Huh.
a lot older than you think, man.
Maybe.
So another thing I remembered about it is two cameos, Franken and Davis. Remember those guys from Saturday
Mhm.
Night Live?
Yeah.
They were in it, and Bo Diddley, the musician. Remember him, like just
Yeah.
popping up?
No, I don't remember popping up, but that's pretty funny. Here's Bo Diddley for some reason.
Yeah, that's a fun movie. I remember that one pretty good.
I
So
got two
check that out.
things I know about it. One, it was shot in Philly. Shot, I used to hang out in all the spots. It's like, oh, there's J.C. Dobbs. That was in Trading Places. And they're the two, old white capitalist guys. Like they're just perfect stereotypes. I don't know who they are, but they made a. Do you know who they're?
Don Amici and Ralph Bellamy.
Okay, the second I know the name, Don Amici. Yeah, okay, that's ringing a bell. They make a cameo in Coming to America. They're laying there and they're homeless.
Yeah,
Because at the end of Trading Places, they go broke, I guess, So they make a cameo and the prince throws them a coin and the one looks at the other and says something like, "We're back in business," or something like that. Because the prince flips a coin, it's worth like $1 trillion.
yeah, it's like the same universe type deal.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Nobody was doing that kind of thing that early on. So that
Yeah,
was
it must have been the same writers, somebody had something, somebody that worked on that movie as well, probably.
yeah, maybe. How about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? Is that on your list?
It's not. I thought about putting it on, and the more I thought about it, there's a reason I didn't put it on.
What's the reason?
It's a Thanksgiving movie.
Is it? They're going home for Thanksgiving. I thought they were going home for Christmas.
I don't think so.
Oh, if we're wrong, remember, people, leave comments. Tell us if we're right or wrong. Well, whether they were going home for Christmas or Thanksgiving. Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. It's a John Hughes movie. I love Steve Martin. Steve Martin playing kind of a grumpy guy is an interesting role for him because he's always such a happy, fun-loving guy. So I thought that was kind of cool. Just the way he bounces off with John Candy was super good. And it's kind of tropey now, but it's like the grumpy guy, has a change of heart when he realizes that he himself is a Scrooge or something like that. It's like now the grumpy cool guy now sees what it's like to be a bit of a loser.
You can start by wiping that fucking dumbass smile off your rosy fucking cheeks. Then you can give me a fucking automobile, a fucking Datsun, a fucking Toyota, a fucking Mustang, a fucking Buick, 4 fucking wheels and a seat.
I really don't care for the way you're speaking.
It's so tropey, but it's just, you watch it and you're like, oh, it's sweet. It's very sweet. It's a nice movie.
It's definitely a great holiday movie, but I'm almost positive it's a Thanksgiving movie, but I'll give it to you. It's the holiday season. The best part of that, remember that? Those aren't pillows.
John Hughes, everything he's done was good, right? We should do a John Hughes show. Has he ever had a movie that didn't hit a home run or somebody can't name?
I'm sure.
Yeah, let's not even go into that. I'm going to put that in the old fucking lockbox here and make an episode out of that. All right, what else what else do you got here?
I got 2 more, Bill. So let's see. This is just a quick one. I haven't watched it, but a couple of my friends are in it. It's called 13 Slays Till Christmas or 13 Slays Till Xmas. It's a newer movie. There's a lot of writers. There's a bunch of different segments. Just a quick rundown. On Christmas Eve, 5 random men are invited to a dive bar by a mysterious email. They decide to pass time by resurrecting old tradition of telling scary stories on Christmas Eve. And my friends Joe Caban and David McMahon are in it. You met Joe at the premiere of Roseblood.
Oh,
He
okay, cool.
he plays Dominguez in Roseblood, and then David McMahon plays Sykes, Dr. Sykes in Roseblood. So it's pretty cool. But I have the DVD. I haven't watched it yet, but it's an indie movie. So check that out. And then my last one is Black Christmas. Have you ever seen
No,
this one, Bill?
no, don't know that one either.
You don't know this one?
Black Christmas. I know Silent Night, Deadly Night. Is Black Christmas like a horror movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know it.
So what's fun about this one is the guy who wrote and directed A Christmas Story wrote and directed this one, Black Christmas. It's a 1974 Canadian slasher film. It stars Olivia Hussey, Margot Kidder, Andrea Martin, and John Saxon.
Wow. Yeah, those are names.
Sorority sisters, and they're all being stalked by a killer. 2 remakes have been made. It's regarded as one of the greatest horror films ever made. There's a lot of things. I was watching I like Joe Bob Briggs. There's a lot of things that people say about it that he blows the conspiracies out of that they're not right. Like Bob Clark claims that Halloween was supposed to be the sequel, like that John Carpenter got the idea for Halloween by talking to Bob Clark, because I guess John Carpenter asked if Bob Clark was ever going to write a sequel or whatever, that it would be a good sequel. And he told him, well, if he did, it would be like this. And then John Carpenter came out with Halloween. So Bob Clark always went with this story. Like that was my idea. But, Joe Bob is like, that's not true, because at the end of Black Christmas, the guy is already an adult. You know what I mean? So like Michael Myers he starts as a child. You know what I mean?
It's not a crazy concept to come up with on your own.
Right.
Killer chases people. Like, you ripped me off. Well, so did the rest of the world, because there's killers everywhere. You know?
Yeah, but definitely watch it. It's cool. Actually, Barbara, like, she's not a fan of like horror or slasher movies, but with that cast, she really actually liked it too. So it's a really good movie.
I thought about putting Silent Night, Deadly Night on, and I sat there and I said, I really don't remember it. It really didn't stick with me. I didn't think it was that good, but that would be an interesting one to go back and look at, because I know a lot of people love it. People love that movie. And I think they made a couple others, but that just wasn't a franchise I was into. Yeah, I don't know, man. Horror and Christmas just doesn't seem right, except for Gremlins. Gremlins is like the only one that I think I can accept. I have 2 more. I thought you'd have more than me. We've somehow fucked this up, but that's pretty normal for us. How about Bad Santa?
Great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie. I have more that aren't on my list that I could name off the top of my head. Those were just ones I wrote down. So yeah,
right, those are riff on them. But what do you think of Bad Santa and Bad Santa 2?
Great movie, man. Actually, I was just talking about Bad Santa today. I really miss John Ritter. He was so good, man. Remember him in that?
John Ritter in Bad Santa? No,
Yeah.
I don't remember him in that.
Oh, dude, he was the manager of the department store where he was having sex with the lady in the.
All right, now it comes back. Yeah. The problem with those movies with me, I remember seeing them. I remember thinking, I love that. That was funny, filthy, but funny. And then I just forgot it all. Like, so yeah, I'm telling you, I'm really reaching deep to find Christmas movies I like. So forgive me. I hardly remember this. I just remember I liked them.
Yeah, Bad Santa was great. I could tell you a little bit about Bad Santa. Cloris Leachman, remember her?
Yep.
She was the grandmother. When the kid was the best. Yeah. You guys want some sandwiches?
The kid was good. Yeah.
What is it with you and the fucking sandwiches, kid?
Oh, the kid is probably one of the best actors in the thing. Like, he's just so fucking like perfect. He's just that kid. Like, how do you keep coming back? Go away, kid. I don't want you around. I don't want you hanging around here. Oh, okay. But I'm going to come back. Spirit of Christmas. Like, it's just like, it takes all the tropes and throws dick jokes on him.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, great movie. Love it. I don't remember Bad Santa 2 all that much, though.
Yeah, I saw it on a plane going to London, of all places, and I just remember thinking, this is really good. And I thought it was a flop. I don't think it was successful. I always wonder what help, when a studio says we're going to make a sequel, and then you see like Bad Santa 2, and you kind of go, did Bad Santa do well enough to get a Bad Santa 2? Like, that was one of the movies. I just couldn't believe they made a sequel. Every once in a while you see that, you're like, oh, that movie's terrible. That was a bomb. And then you're like, what the fuck? They're making a sequel. I don't know who decides, who Sonic the Hedgehog 2 the trailer just dropped. Who wants a Sonic the Hedgehog 2? Who decided that this was worth a sequel? Perfect example.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I didn't know that Sonic the Hedgehog 1 existed.
Yeah, so I can't imagine they made enough money. Unless these days, with CGI, maybe you can make movies look a lot bigger than they actually are. Maybe you shoot from the sky with a drone. You don't now have to spend $2 million to get an airplane to fly over to get the shot. Maybe you can make movies that look bigger for almost no money. But I saw Sonic because I like Jim Carrey, and it was terrible. But it looked big. It looked like they put money into it. So I got to think they lost money on that one.
Jim Carrey was in it?
Jim Carrey plays the bad guy. Jim Carrey's in part 2 as well. And if you know anything about the Sonic the Hedgehog game, he plays the character like the character in the game. It's pitiful. It's awful.
That's sad.
Yeah.
What did he do to deserve that?
Too many Ace Ventures. The second would put him out of business. I don't know. I like Jim Carrey, but he's just one of them guys. Like, after a while, Pee Wee Herman, as funny as he was, it gets old. The shtick gets old. So he can do other things. He can act, and he's really good. But after a while, you're just like, I've had enough Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I don't care what he's in. Just enough Jim Carrey. Nah, but I like him. Sorry, Jim. I know you're listening. I know you're wherever you are listening to our podcast. So I am sorry if you took offense. Maybe I should talk out of my butt and apologize to him. Maybe then he'll know.
He knows.
Yeah, all right. Ace Ventura joke, everybody. Ace Ventura joke.
What else you have, Bill? You have one more for us?
I got one more. All right.
I have one more. I will tell you my favorite of all time Christmas movie. I just want to make sure that it's not on your list.
Well, maybe this one is it. All right. My last one is Scrooged.
Do you know it? I love that movie.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Hell yeah.
To me, that's a Christmas movie.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Bill Murray, one of his best roles. And there's just like, I remember Karen Allen was in it, and Karen Allen was in Raiders of the Lost Ark, and she hasn't been in a ton of things that I saw as a kid. So when I saw her in this, I was like, that's awesome. Bobcat Goldthwait had done Police Academy movies and One Crazy Summer, and then all of a sudden there he is. Like, I loved him. What happened to Bobcat? Like, I know he still makes movies. I've seen a couple of his indie movies. They're pretty good. Like, apparently he's a great producer of content these days, and I'm missing it all. So I got to look him up.
Yeah, as far as I know, I think he's just a writer-director now. But yeah, great movie. I love Scrooged. One of the scenes I'll always remember. We used to always use this when I was roofing, when I was actually physically working and doing actual work. There was a scene where Bill Murray was like getting all frustrated, and he, for the love of God, would you please stop the goddamn hammering?
You would run around with that. I'm gonna have to put a soundbite in. I'll put it in right there.
Put that hammer down.
So good, man. Yeah, I love that movie. Great movie.
The whole Christmas Carol movie story, like, that was another thing I remember being around a lot when I was a kid. It was always like, okay, class, you gotta read the Christmas. Oh, fuck, I hate the Christmas Carol. I can't stand that story. Probably another reason I don't like Christmas, but they always made me read it. I saw it on TV. I'm just like, here comes the other fucking ghost. He's going to now tell him he's an asshole. And then the other ghost is going to go and show him he's an asshole. And then, like, all right, we get it. I'm not into it.
Do you remember the cab driver?
Yeah, it was the guy from the New York Dolls. It was Hot, hot, hot. That guy. Dan, dan, dan. Oh, what's his name?
I don't know, but I was going to ask you. So it wasn't Tom. Was it Tom Waits?
No, it's I'm just going to Google and I type hot, 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 and it got it wrong. It's David Johansen.
Okay.
David Johansen. Yeah, he was a big guy in the 80s for a while.
Yeah, fun movie. If you haven't seen Scrooged, just make sure you go back and watch that. Great movie.
Carol Kane was in it. Do you remember? She was really funny.
Yeah.
I wonder
Carol
if she's
Kane
done any
ties
work.
into Batman. She played in Gotham. She played the Penguin's mom, I believe, in the show, right?
What? Is that true?
We watched or we talked about Batman earlier, Batman Returns, but in the show Gotham on Fox, I believe that Carol Kane was the Penguin's mom on that show. And actually, you mentioned Pee-wee. Pee-wee was in Batman Returns. Also, he played the Penguin's father, and he also plays the Penguin's father in Gotham on the show.
You like that show? I never bothered with it. If Batman's not in it, I'm like, why would I want to see this? But people said it was a good show.
I did like it. The only thing I will say about it, they say GCPD way too much. Gotham City Police Department, but they say the GCPD. They say that
like every other word is GCPD.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but back to Christmas, Bill.
All right. Well, that was it. I got nowhere Christmas. We don't have to talk about any more Christmas. I'm already Christmased out. And it's only at the time of this taping, 12/15. It's only the 15th of the month. I still got a couple weeks of this case.
How about my favorite movie? We haven't mentioned it. I'm surprised it wasn't on your list. Vacation.
That's right. That's another gimme.
Everybody
loves Christmas Vacation. Everybody loves it.
Yeah, we had talked about it before with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Remember Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Juliette
Lewis. Yeah.
Juliette Lewis are both in it, and I got them confused with the punk band.
Yeah.
Remember?
For the record, Julia Louis-Dreyfus does not play in a punk band. If you heard that episode, all right, Casey, fucked up.
Call back. But yeah, that great movie. Can't go wrong with Christmas Vacation, man. The Griswolds.
No, it's got a million quotes that you can cite.
Yeah.
Shitter's full. All of it. It's great.
Yeah, man. I love Cousin Eddie. But you like a cold one, Clark?
See, I'm even where if I can think of any others.
How about I'm gonna drive you out into the middle of the desert. What is it?
If I had a good memory, I'd love to remember the quotes, but man, there are a ton.
Yeah,
my favorite part is when he at the very end, it's like he kidnaps the boss. And he kidnaps the boss, brings him home. I got you a Christmas gift, Clark. Just after he's done doing his giant rant where he just throws out a million curse words. He's like,
no good, rotten, fucking low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is! Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
So that was a great part for Chevy Chase. I wonder if he liked doing those movies, and I wonder if he wanted to keep on doing like the Vegas one, and then he did that unofficial. Well, no, it was official that new Vacation remake is technically in that universe.
Yeah, he plays the father, right? Because it's Rusty's family, then, right?
Yeah,
I actually never saw that one.
It's okay. It's not a bad movie, but I don't know. I think that series could have had more life, I think. European Vacation is hysterical. Christmas Vacation is hysterical. And the first Vacation is hysterical. And then something happened. Just went south.
Yeah. Chevy Chase stopped doing cocaine.
Oh, is that why?
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a big thing. I mean, a lot of comedians that have drug problems, they feel that. I mean, that's a lot of them do drugs because they think they're going to lose their funny.
Is that true?
Like they keep doing the drugs. Like, well, you and I talked about this off screen. It has nothing to do with Christmas, but look at that, the amazing Jonathan, that dude. That dude. Go
Where do you
look
even
up
start with that dude.
Look up one of the 7 documentaries that the Amazing Jonathan has made about himself, and you'll find out what we're talking about.
Yeah. He's either a genius Andy Kaufman type of performer, or we're watching a guy crash and burn. And I was waiting for that documentary to end with, well, the Amazing Jonathan passed away during filming. And I was like, that's the only way this thing could end. Ooh, that's a rough movie.
Yeah. Yep. God bless him.
God bless everyone. Let's bring some Christmas joy.
God bless everyone. Merry Christmas.
Be stoned for Christmas. All right, Casey, we did just about an hour. It's been great. Thank you for recommending a Christmas episode to try to bring me into the season. Didn't work at all. Total failure on your part. But listen, the thought was there. It's really about the thought, not the getting of the gifts, the giving of the gifts. Remember that.
Yes, sir.
Remember that when you get me a gift.
The thought was there. I thought we had fun. Cheers to you and to all of our listeners. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. See you next week.
I think that's my gift. Oh, boy. Womp womp.